I was looking at my Miami Marlins here. Their record last year was 57 and 105. But our good buddy Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, just got a contract extension there with the Marlins a couple months back. They finished 40 games back of first place. Don Mattingly, the Marlins manager, joins us on the program. How do you not take all those losses home with you?
I mean, you have to take it home to some degree because you have to. I think you have to take it personal, right? You have to take it personal, make sure that you're doing everything you can to help these guys grow. Again, keep in perspective. I know where the organization's going, and I know what our plan is. But just to keep that in perspective, make sure I'm continuing to teach, continue to stay upbeat, keep my staff upbeat on what we're trying to do. And again, just keep taking that silver lining of things and to keep trying to grow this thing.
How often are you getting Astros questions?
Not too much. Obviously, we weren't a team or an organization that's been involved with that. Not sure we had too many players that were, part of that. So we haven't gotten a whole lot, just the general, your feelings and your opinions on it.
All right. Well, then, since you're not getting those questions, let me give you a couple. How did you feel about what?
For bringing that up.
Yeah. I mean, the overall, what they were doing, like how much should this bother us?
I think it should bother us to a point where we make sure we make the adjustments. Because, Dan, honestly, you could see it coming. And not just with them, just with technology, how good the cameras were getting. When instant replay came in, there was so many more views because of the instant replay that you had access to. You could kind of see it coming. But you wouldn't have, I don't think anybody thought to this degree, right? And I think that's what bothers us, that it was, to this degree, bothers you as an industry. You don't want your game looking like that. You don't want the perception of your game in that light. So I think the fact that, the commissioner's report, he's came down on the organization. Everybody has an opinion past that, but it kind of just adds to the fire for me. I've never seen players on players like this before.
Yeah.
Where it's, kind of that attack. And, I guess, obviously you never tell a guy what to say or what not to say, but at some point you hope that, hey, we agree that it's wrong. There was a problem. You hope their guys understand that, but we have to move on as a sport because we have to make changes, and the game has to grow.
When I say the name Mike Fiers, what do you think of?
Just I think as a player within the clubhouse, you would just like it to have, taken that stance, while he was there. I think that's the biggest thing, obviously, coming to light, and you can't really, obviously he has to protect his other teammates now, but I think as a player, that little thing of, after the fact makes it different than, hey, you could have handled it, you could have spoke up right then and right there within a clubhouse situation, and maybe you'd put it into it.
What do you think when I say A.J. Hinch?
Tough spot for AJ. I know AJ. This is a good person, and I think you get caught sometimes as a manager protecting your guys. And at some point, I think I actually feel bad for him from the standpoint of what he's going through. Obviously, it changes a life, a family's life. You don't know where it goes from here afterwards, but I think it's a learning situation for all of us that. As leaders of your club, you've got to stand up for what you believe is right. It sounds like he didn't feel good about it, but he didn't take that next step.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. If players are doing it, they're successful, and if you might have one of your veteran players saying, guys, everybody's doing this, like I don't know if A.J. Hinch could have – I guess he could have stopped it, but I just wonder about – what exactly everybody's role was in something like this, and how prevalent is this? The Red Sox are going to get spanked here by the commissioner soon. I don't know if there are other teams that I mean, I would be shocked if they're the only teams that did this, Donnie.
Well, the one thing, we're going all the way back to 17. And in 17, I don't believe anything had came out, because we got a memo, and I believe that started in 18, about the use of technology. So there was nothing that really said you can't do it. And I kind of look at it along the lines of the steroid era, Dan. You knew the steroids, they weren't illegal, right? There was no testing, so you can't say, hey, these things are illegal within the sport, but they're wrong. And so that's the point where where you take it. So that's after 17. Anything after 17, if it continued, to me, it really gets, because the league had came out and set direct things that the way you can and cannot use technology.
Yeah, and there's nothing on the books right now. And there's no deterrent, really, from the standpoint of just, hey, you're going to be embarrassed maybe. They're not taking away a trophy or anything. And if anybody gets punished, it's going to be your manager or general manager here.
Now, I would go back on that a little bit. There's a lot more in place. Like I said, after 17, the memos came out, the directives came out. They've made strides within the video rooms. Where they had a guy there the last 2 seasons. You couldn't have a camera direct feed onto the home plate. They could go down into your dugout. So there were things that they were doing. But see, we're going back to 17 before they had any of those in place. And so I think teams were probably using technologies to get signs before games, just not to the degree where you're getting them in real time. But you start getting it in real time, and that's when you start getting those, the banging and stuff like that. That's a whole different thing than kind of studying the catchers, ahead of the series, knowing what guys' signs they use. Then it's our fault for not having complicated enough signs or switching them, within a game. And so it's the real time thing is the real problem.
Talking to Don Mattingly, the Marlins manager. I had you batting, I think, 352 in 1986, right?
I think so, right around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you knew the signs that year, what do you think you would have hit?
I don't know. I look at it differently. If I could have ran, I could run it all, man. I feel like I could have hit 400 that year if I could only run. I was never a guy there. It's always been going on. A guy gets to second base, or guys see stuff with the guy's glove, or tipping, or doing something. I was never a guy that liked it very much because I was never confident that guy got it out there. So I wasn't a guy that used it like that. But I look at it like if I could have only ran that year, Dan.
Do you know how many career stolen bases you had?
I probably could count them on both hands.
No. No, you can count it on your body. You stole 14 bases in 14 years.
Oh, wow. Hey, I got 2 in one game, too, though. I got Oakland twice in one game.
You should have been pacing yourself. You had to be exhausted after that game. I feel bad for that catcher. Who was the catcher you stole 2 bags on?
Well, definitely didn't steal it on the catcher. It was probably for the pitcher. Let me get that kind of lead.
Or maybe it was a double steal. You were the back end of a double steal.
It was not. I got second and third in the same sequence.
Oh, God. How's Jeter since that one guy didn't vote for him for the Hall of Fame? Has he been moping around?
I haven't noticed him moping around.
Okay, yeah. That's still amazing, though. I just want to know. And look, everybody can vote however you want to vote. I just love to know rationale. That one person who said, this is why I didn't vote for Derek Jeter. What could that rationale possibly be?
I'm with you on that, right? I mean, career hits, championships, played every day, played a long time. Yeah, that's for me. How can you look at that vote and go, I just don't see this guy as a Hall of Famer. That's where I have the problem with it.
And the thing is when it gets to the Hall of Fame, I just believe you just say, is that guy a Hall of Famer? Yes or no? And with Jeter, I don't think anybody who's conscious could say, yeah, I don't if he's a Hall of Famer or not.
Yeah, I'm with you on that's the thing. I think, again, how can you look at just his numbers and everything he accomplished and then say no to that and vote no?
Hey, it's great to talk to you, and keep your spirits up there, and congrats on getting your contract extended there.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Hey, we're looking, keep an eye on us. We're going to be a lot more competitive. So it's going to be a better year. Like I've told our media, the media that show up, is that we're going to be disappointed this year if we're not considerably better. So I think we're going to be a lot tougher team to put away this year.
If you make the playoffs, then I'm bringing the show down there to the ballpark.
Yeah, for the whole last month. If we're in the hunt, you should be there the whole last month.
Oh, no. We can't do that. I mean, you got to make the playoffs, Donnie. Come on.
We're just negotiating. I'm going for the top, right? And then if we end up at 15 days, then we're good.
And what's the over-under of ejections for you this year?
I got to stay low. I got a new bench coach, and James, I don't want to put him under the gun, James Ralston. So I'm gonna stay calm this year, Dan, like I always say. But I did tell James, I said, you got to make sure you're up to speed because I'm probably going to get out of a few of these.
Will you get thrown out of a game before June 1st?
I'm going to say no on that.
I'm going to say yes. All right. Yeah. I think in May you're going to get steamed.
Okay, we'll see. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident, Dan. A lot of yoga.
Yoga?
Yeah, a lot of Zen, peace on earth, goodwill towards men.
I want to see you in yoga poses in the dugout, though, calming your mind here during a game.
Seeing you on one leg in the tree pose. You know what's going on.
Good to talk to you. Thank you, Don.
All right, Dan. Thanks.
Don Mattingly.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.